What should be the focus of a human being to grow the business, and before that, how to develop himself or how to become a leader who can handle a big business? What could be the comment on that?
Well, look, I've got a very different approach. I think leaders are born.
Okay.
And I mean by that is that everyone has leadership qualities in them.
For me, being at the top is a different concept. For me, being at the top is now what can be the new top. That top is just one step ahead. Now your top keeps changing.
So imagine someone like Elon Musk, he's the richest man in the world. I think he's almost, yesterday, just to let you know, he made, I think, $6.5 million.
Wow.
Yesterday.
They create a set of restrictions where we find it to be a restrictive economy. It's not restrictive economy, it's a protective economy.
But why, so for example, with crypto is a good example.
Yes.
There'll be more crypto scams in India than probably anywhere on
Earth. Yeah.
Right? Because people are saying to people, oh, buy this token and it's going to boom, and then pull the rug, right?
Yes.
But that's been happening for the last 10 years. Why are there no laws for it?
So it said it's lonely on the top. You know, every leader who is running an organization goes through a challenge of handling himself. Behind every successful business, there is a successful person. And as the person grows, the organization grows, you know. So what do you think, what should be the focus of a human being to grow the business, and before that, how to develop himself or how to become a leader who can handle a big business? What could be the comment on that?
Well, look, I've got a very different approach. I think leaders are born.
Okay.
And I mean by that is that everyone has leadership qualities in them. When I'm a child, if my parents are not inspiring me to take action, do stuff, over time I'm going to become subservient. And I go to school and they brainwash me to say, get a job, get a job, get a job, get a degree, that degree, give you this job. Leaders don't go for jobs. They go for vision. So if I have that inspiration inside of me, and it's supposed to be lonely at the top.
Yes.
Who said it's lonely? Is it lonely? Rajesh, lonely? I don't think so. It looks pretty crowded to me.
Absolutely.
Because at the top, you have the vision of the entire organization.
Correct.
Now, why would it be lonely? Do you need someone to talk to? Really? I don't know. I mean, I don't need anyone to talk to. And if I do have someone to talk to, I have people like Rajesh to talk to, right? Yeah. And he has someone like me to talk to, because the top people talk to each other. The goal is to get from the bottom to the top. Is that possible? Like that. But not with the way that you go to Leadership 101 and 7 steps to leadership and 5 steps to money. All bullshit, garbage. It's all trash. I did that garbage for years. And I know now for truth that I think everyone is a leader. What people need is a good, solid kick up their backside. A good shake up so that they can see what the possibilities are and know that to get to the top is going to be a fight. It's going to be a battle. Have you been through any battles in that journey, Rajesh?
Absolutely, all the time, all the time.
It's easy for you.
It's easy for you because you have a vision to grow. And when you're,
it's been easy. Of course, it's not easy.
Absolutely, it's not. But
brutal.
It's brutal, but you make it look so easy.
Yeah, and people say leaders should not be emotional. Really? Where did that rubbish come from? Oh, you're not supposed to be down. Really? You're not actually stay down. I got a really good metaphor the other day. Someone was telling me, I'm feeling very low. And I'm thinking to myself, what do I say? And I say, Muhammad Ali, he's in a boxing ring, for example, and he's fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship. Mike Tyson, I like Mike Tyson. I met the guy, amazing guy. And he gets knocked down. How many seconds does he have to get up?
2 to 3 seconds, 4 seconds?
But the referee counts to 10.
10. Yes.
Maximum he's got 10.
10.
If he doesn't get up, what happens? He's lost.
He's lost.
Some people are not getting up for 2 years. It's true. They're not even getting up. You have 10 seconds to get up. You go through a difficult challenge. You're going to get knocked down. Guarantee you're going to be knocked out. I bet you Rajesh has been knocked out many times. Yeah. And he's probably climbing up those ropes. And people are saying, don't do it. Don't waste your time. And he's thinking, screw you, I'm going to do this. And he climbs back up. And then he gets an uppercut and goes flying and he falls down. But the 10 count is what makes you want to get up. Imagine there was no count.
You would never get up.
You never get up. So what I'm saying is, when it comes to leadership, being lonely at the top, well, you want someone to hold your hand there? I don't. If I do want someone to hold my hand, I want someone to pull my hand up. I want someone to show me something that I can't see. So the reason why it's lonely at the top, because people haven't got the courage to take risk. It's really tough up there. But once you get up there, the view is spectacular. It's really good. It's like going to the Burj Khalifa. Imagine that building was so hard. And who went to the top? Probably Sheikh Mohammed went to the top, looked and said, wow, what a view. And that's what it's about. I think everyone's become soft. We need to become cavemen again.
For me, being at the top is a different concept. For me, being at the top is now what can be the new top. That top is just one step ahead. Now your top keeps changing. Like Burj Khalifa is made, that's the tallest building, and Dubai is known for the tallest, widest, deepest, broadest, oldest, craziest, and stuff like that. But somebody wants to beat that model. Somebody wants to beat that height. So it's not lonely at the top. It's exciting at the top. What can be your next new height of excitement? Right?
Yeah, I agree.
I do multiple businesses, and now what? What next? Because I'm doing so many of them at the same time. Now, what can really go to the top? Something that can fly in the sky. So that's, for me, the next one can be an aviation industry.
Yeah.
And why not?
Why
it can
not?
be private jet. And it can be interesting. So that's a new top.
There's a new top, and the world is rapidly changing at levels.
Elon Musk has got another top. He's going to the moon.
He wants to go to Mars.
Oh yes, moon and the Mars.
And he's got this hyperloop. I didn't
Hyperloop. Yeah,
Hyperloop.
Yes.
Crazy. So imagine someone like Elon Musk, who's the richest man in the world. I think he's almost, yesterday, just to let you know, he made, I think, $6.5 million.
Wow.
Yesterday.
Wow.
What's his name? Mark Zuckerberg made only $2,000 million yesterday. Look at the wealth that these guys are generating. And the day of being young, old is gone. Zuckerberg proved that, even though I think he's probably an android. He doesn't look human to me, right? He's probably an android, right? But look at what he's done. From a young age, he took Facebook or stole Facebook, whichever one it was, I don't know, right? And then you got Bill Gates, right? Who took MS-DOS from Steve Jobs or whatever. But look where it's gone. The imagination. And then you've got ChatGPT. Like insane growth.
That's another world altogether.
It's a whole new world. So we're now looking at the greatest moment in human history.
Absolutely.
A moment where anyone, and I'm telling you, anyone who even is living in a village who has a mobile device can get any knowledge about anything and build anything by themselves. That's where we are. So why would it be lonely at the top? You don't even need humans now. You don't even need them anymore. You got AIs.
It's this tech at the top. AI agent at the top.
Yeah, you got. Look, how many AI agents are there? Have you seen how many there are now? The kind of things. I mean, today I discovered something. I'll show you. You're going to love this, by the way, right? Because you do content as well. So you can get. I can go on YouTube. I can get someone's channel. I can pull off all their videos. The URLs. I can put it somewhere. That somewhere is a secret. I'm not telling you guys. Right? Put it somewhere. The AI will analyze every single video, find out all the hooks and exactly what strategy they're using. Come back, suggest me 10 titles. Put them into the AI. The AI will write the script. Put it into the same AI. It will make a faceless video with a voiceover, with infographics, done in less than 5 minutes.
Wow.
Using the same strategy as the biggest YouTubers on earth.
So the secret sauce is out. It's no more the wall that you see in Atlanta of the Coke.
It's all out.
So when I went to the Coke place in Atlanta, there is a big wall bigger than this room. And it is the wall that we have seen in the movies, that a big wheel to turn to make the combination lock and stuff like that. And it is said that the formula of Coke is inside there. So now there is no formula game. It's all out.
Everything's out.
Agentic AI.
Agentic AI. And we're not even in the beginning. All I'm saying to you is that those days of leadership, say 2 years ago, all the rules are finished. Because in those days, I needed a mentor, for example. Let's say I want a mentor. Where do I find one? I need knowledge. Where do I find it? I need money. That's still a problem. Right? People can't find money easily. But the rest of the planning stage of it, you have no problem in it. Why do I need leadership? Today, I can go online right now. I can go to a specific agent, AI model and say, play the role of a senior, world-class corporate business planner.
Yeah.
And I can give the example of the name of that person if I have it. And I can give it instructions. And in less than probably 10 minutes, I will have a blueprint to run my business. That would have cost me lakhs and thousands of dollars. And probably wouldn't be able to get it because I wouldn't be able to get to that person. And I can produce it. Now I've got this. Now what do I do? Because I'm not a tech guy, imagine. I don't have any knowledge of marketing. I can take that same thing and build an entire marketing system. Based on that, now all I need is now to implement it. But you know what's going to happen? Here's my prediction. 95% of the population will not make a single use of this. It's not going to happen.
But that's how the world is.
Because now it's there.
Absolutely.
You know why people want a Ferrari? Because they don't have one. And people who can afford it don't care to get one. Do you know who wants to go on 5 holidays a year? People who can't go on 5 holidays a year. And the ones who can afford to go for holidays, they never go because they just, we can go. So the thing is that you have AI here now, but majority will use it as a Google search engine. But we're living in a great world now. The leadership game has changed. Being lonely at the top, if you're really lonely, just make 6 agents and talk to them.
Which is happening.
Which is happening.
Which is happening. So I think with the tech development, AI agentic game and all that, the agentic agents that you want to create, which the 5% intelligent people are going to do it anyways. And that's how the world is always led. The 95 to 96% are the followers. And 4 to 5% are the people who lead. So they are technically the leaders. Now they'll use technology to help them to lead it better.
And the followers, they're followers because they don't even know they can lead.
Absolutely. And the best part would be that the game would now be execution more than anything else. Because you're planning your strategy, your design, everything is sorted.
So I could make a video of you right now, both of you, this second. And I could convert both of you into the Incredible Hulk.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right? I can do it right now.
Absolutely.
I can get your voice and I can put it into a clone of you and get you to record videos.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's so much we can do now. The problem is that why are people not going to do it? They're not going to do it because they don't even believe it's possible. That's the problem we have. So I think if we want to talk about something, we should maybe talk about how people can become future leaders. Because the future leaders are not the leaders that were last week. See, the basic foundation never changes. The core character of who you are. If you can't take risk, if you're not willing to get beaten, if you're not willing to think larger than your brain can even possibly imagine, if you're not willing to get betrayal, deceit, attack, if you're not willing to enjoy your fruits of your labor, you're never going to become a leader.
Absolutely.
You started a statement with leaders are born. And you can't really create leaders, something like that you said.
Yeah.
So are you believing in destiny of a person that, you'll be born as a leader and, then what's the point of training and what's the point of educating all this?
So I have a theory behind this. So I have this personality assessment. It's called the inner DNA test. It is spectacular. What I can do is I can do a test on you. I'm not going to take your blood, by the way, right? Just
If it's required, that's fine.
right? So
If it can make me a better leader,
Exactly.
why not?
right? I'm not going to take your blood, but even though that would be a good idea as well, then we can see how much oxidative stress you've got. So I'll take your test, and I will be able to almost predict to you. God knows best, of course. I don't know. I can almost predict to you the probability of you becoming a leader, and I can even predict to you the behaviors that are stopping you from doing it. Now, why I believe that leaders are born, because every child is born a leader. Because it can breathe by itself. It can poo by itself. And it can eat. So that's a really hard job to do for a little thing that's this big. So my kids, I have twins. They're born in the same environment, same love, same attention. They get everything equally. But they're completely different personalities.
In spite of being twins.
And in the same environment. So how is that possible? In fact, do you have brothers and sisters?
I have 2 brothers.
Are you identically the same?
Not at all.
Not at all. How is
Not
that
at all.
possible? So the only reason it can be possible is like coding, right? The coding of your mother and the coding of your father comes together and produces you. At that time, your emotions in your head and the emotions in your heart, which we'll talk about later, are combined to produce you. So as you grow up, like my son is very analytical. My daughter is very artistic. Who taught them that? I did. My son will talk to anything that walks. Even an alien came down, he's having a conversation.
Yeah.
Right? My daughter in the house is Don. Outside the house, he's the Don. Where did that happen? There has to be some level of coding. But what I do believe is that, like you can activate a DNA by flipping a switch, I think the leadership switch gets switched off at school. That's what I think. And I'm not talking about university. University is great. College is cool. But when they go to the young school, that's where the switch goes off. Because from a young age, I'm now being told that I must get a degree to get a good job. How many leaders do you know that actually became leaders by going to school to learn leadership? No one. So I think to myself, when the switch goes off, the goal is not to learn leadership, the goal is to lift the switch back on. And I'm not kidding you, Rajesh, it's a switch. Because there can be a moment of inspiration that will make that happen for you. Have you ever been in a situation where you down on your knees? Life is tough. And in that moment, you kind of get back up and become the Incredible Hulk. You didn't go to leadership, 7 steps to leadership program. You did it at that moment. So what I believe is that everyone has leadership. Everyone is born a leader. But people turn the switch off. And the majority of people turn the switch off. Look at the top 15, 20 richest people in the world. Every single one of them are college dropouts. Every one of them. Why? Because they switched. So my kids don't go to school, by the way, just to let you know. They're homeschooled. They'll go to school maybe when they're 10, 11 probably. But until then, there's no chance on earth they're going to school. Because I want them to keep that leadership switch on. And I think to myself, when you keep that on, that's when the magic happens. You can test it out. Put anyone into a game. Monopoly, good game. Ever played Monopoly?
Yes.
Yes.
If you want to break friendships, you play Monopoly. It's true. So you play Monopoly and watch the way people play. And you will discover their true nature. So leaders are born. But the switch is off for the majority.
But can a person off his own switch, or it gets off by some situation?
From a young age, obviously, when my kids are 6 right now, like if I yell at my daughter, I see her face do this. Then I think, oh, that's terrible. Kid. She must be thinking, what an idiot. Why is he yelling at me for? What did I do wrong? I'm just scribbling on the wall having fun. Just because he can't have fun. He's yelling at me, right? She must be thinking something like that. And for her, that's true. So I'm thinking to myself from a young age, yeah, I agree that your environment plays the ultimate role. In my faith, for example, it says that up to the age of 7, your kids are supposed to be only associated with the family. So they can build family values. That
The bonding.
Bonding. I think in Hindi they call it parampara. Is that right? The family
Parampara.
Rule.
It's
Culture.
tradition.
culture.
Culture of the family.
Yeah, because by the age of 7, the heart becomes very stronger.
Stronger.
And then you can go out to the world and nothing's going to bother you so much. So I think up to the age of 7, parents, huge, and school, huge. Once they hit teenager, then the environment of their friends, profound effect. Because you could get someone who's really a nice, good child, put them in the group of teenagers that are not, and they go way, way off track. So yeah, that's what I think.
But the motivation keeps changing of an entrepreneur, right? Or a business owner or a leader. At every position,
What is motivation?
complacency comes into place. Why
Yeah,
does
but what is
complacency?
motivation in the first place? Why do I need to be motivated? Do I have to get up in the morning, beat my chest, and say, yeah? Do you do that every morning? I just can't
Never.
imagine you. Can you imagine Rajesh in his boxer shorts shouting in the window? He won't. It doesn't make sense. Motivation is, I'll give you my opinion on this, right? People say, how do I get motivated? How do I get inspired? What's missing is not the motivation, it's the outcome. When someone goes in a boxing ring, they're fighting for the world title. They're clear. They don't need to be motivated they know what they want. Go and ask 10 people. Ask these camera guys that you have here right now. What do you want to do with your life? I bet you 9.5 out of 10 will have no clue. And you know what most people's purpose is? To pay the bills.
Absolutely.
That's the outcome of life. So do you think someone who's paying bills is going to be motivated? Do you think Elon wakes up and says, how am I going to pay $600 million of my bills this month? He's probably thinking, how can I get from London to New York in 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
So outcome. See, I've known you for many years now. from what I remember of him and what he's now, I see the same guy, which is good. But the vision is bigger. So the vision started when I saw was this amazing company that no one else was doing in the country, St. Angela's Computer. And I looked at that and I thought, God, this guy is doing well. So much so that I got in touch and tried to do a tie-up. We did, right?
We collaborated.
We collaborated. So the dream is always to do something big. The outcome is clear. So I give an example. I went on Big Boss 18 last year. Everyone told me, you're insane. Why you want to destroy your reputation? You don't know what's going to happen there. I said, I'm least interested in my reputation. In fact, sometimes a bad reputation gives you lots of good...
More coverage.
More coverage.
Any kind of reputation is good reputation.
Yeah. So I went on there because I thought, how do I get 300 million people to know my face? If I pay for that by PR,
Oh,
I'll be dead by the time.
it'll cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah. And I mean, probably even improbable.
Absolutely.
I thought, what's the biggest TV show in the world? Let me find a way to get on. And I'm the least kind of guy that should be on that show. Because I'm a mind coach. They're not interested in that. They want TV people and stuff. Right? I don't have as big a following as the majority of YouTubers and influencers. But I got on. Why? Because it became a mission of my wife specifically, to be honest, and me, to find a way to get on that show. And we didn't get through contacts and stuff like that. We got on through merit. But when I met the person who makes a decision, I was told they're not going to take you. They said they're going to have a 5-minute meeting with you. They had a 2-hour meeting with me. And I knew if they're spending 2 hours with me, I've got to be in. The point I'm making is outcomes. What are your outcomes? What are your outcomes? What are my outcomes? Motivation, I don't believe a single leader requires motivation. They require inspiration for their outcome. That's missing. Ask anyone. Go ask anyone. Tell them not your goal.
Yeah. I think most of the people confuse between motivation and inspiration because nobody can drive you.
No one
You need
can.
to be self-driven.
Yeah, and how do you get self-driven? When you have an outcome.
When you have an outcome in place and when you have a purpose to pursue,
Correct.
the purpose is most important.
So you have two aspects. You have the spiritual aspect and you have the physical aspect.
Absolutely.
So I believe in God. I believe that I'm very protected. I think I'm God's favorite person in my head, right?
Wow.
Because every time I've been in difficulty, something comes up and takes me out of it.
Solves it.
Yeah, and therefore, as I go through this journey and I fall, and I have fallen, trust me, many times, the back of my mind, my heart, says, this was meant to be. Get up. And you carry on. Because the purpose is strong, spiritual, and the purpose of, I want to really impact people. When I drop dead one day, I don't want to be forgotten the next day. I want people to say, this guy made an impact. Like the way you think about Martin Luther King or Mother Teresa or all of these amazing people. I don't want to be known as Mussolini or Bin Laden. But you know what I mean? They're quite well known as well.
Yeah, they are well known as well. Yeah.
So I want to
You need to be in the right basket.
Yeah, so that, I just think that all this thing that I have to learn to be a leader, very simple, grab someone, put them in the forest, give them a can of food, a knife, a string. So you go survive for a month. All your leadership training will be done. So I think everyone's too... You know how my dad motivated me? You'll be inspired. It's like a really great technique. I used to go to Dad, I'm very lazy. He should pick his chopper up. He said, are you still lazy now? I said, no, I'm not lazy anymore. That was a hardcore motivation. My dad is very kind, but boundaries are brutal. 9 p.m. home. 9:01, whack. So we were 8:59, we were home. So what I'm saying is that there's no outcomes.
What could be the outcomes? Is money always the outcome?
See, does money buy happiness? Yeah, of course it does. If someone says it doesn't buy happiness, because they don't have any.
Or they don't know where to shop?
No, they don't have any. Because money buys happiness because money gives you choices. That's the reason why.
Money gives you freedom,
Gives you
to do
freedom.
what you want, have control on your time.
And the impact you can make on other people.
Absolutely.
All the richest people in the world, some of them I don't really like that much, but one thing is common, that they do a lot in terms of community work and philanthropy work, stuff like that. So when I say outcome, I have, again, another philosophy of this. In my program, I have something called Outcomes Plus. It's a process. The goal is, let's say you are here today. We're all here today. And let's say we analyze each other. And if we meet next year, we should not be the same person. In vision, in character, in strength, we should be completely different. We had a year to create character. Character comes from the Latin word for chisel, to carve out.
Yeah.
How do I create my character? How do I become better to handle a bigger weight? I can't go to the World Heavyweight Championship like that. I have to start at the bottom. But if I'm the same guy expecting to go to the top, then what will happen? How different are you than when I first met you? They're probably the same core, but in terms of skill, in terms of character, very different. You weren't living in a beautiful apartment. You weren't driving a spectacular car. You know, your vision about ideas was always exciting, I know that. But I think it's probably bigger now, right? So if you don't evolve as a person, outcome of your character, number one. What people do is they have outcome of goal. I want to achieve $50,000 this year. But the character can only make $10,000 this year. So no matter how much they try,
They'll not reach there.
even if they get to 50, you know what's going to happen? They'll lose it and come back to 10 again. So the character has to become the first outcome. For example, if you want to make $1 million a month, what kind of person do you need to be? Are you that person now? What kind of contacts do you need? You have them now. What kind of vision do you have? You have that now. So people are focused on their goals, but they're not even focused on the person, whether they can even achieve it.
So there has to be a self-SWOT analysis all the time up your mind.
Yeah.
On what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what are your opportunities, and what are your threats. So you can keep fine-tuning yourself.
But you know, the quickest way to even do that without actually documenting it is the level of pain you are in every day.
Absolutely.
If you're unhappy, your soul is saying, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? So I work on something, and I think I discussed this with you once
Yes.
before. If you have an Apple Watch,
Yes. HRV.
HRV, if you have an Apple Watch, or any kind of device, Whoop or Fitbit or whatever it is, go to your HRV level, heart rate variability. It will show you a figure. Most people are ranging between 20 to 35. It should be 100 and above. Now, heart rate variability is the nervous system, the messaging from the heart to the brain. If you measure children, there's 150 because they don't use their head
Absolutely.
at all. That's switched off. They use their
Heart.
And as you get older and older and older and older, you become more stupid because you think your head is intelligent. But the head is limited to what you know and what you don't know. And you don't know what you don't know that you don't know. And that's what this knows. So what I do is I measure someone's HRV level. Oh, you know what? No matter what you do, you're never gonna make it to the top because your HRV levels have to be higher so that you can think outside. What did they say? Think outside of the box. What's outside of the box? This is inside the box. So they don't say think outside of the box, meaning new ideas. They're saying get out of this hellhole and think from here.
So HRV generally, how much is the lowest and how much is the highest?
Oh, the lowest I've ever seen is 15. I'm like
15. That's the lowest.
That's what I've seen.
And what's the highest?
Of an adult.
Of an adult.
My neighbor in Dubai,
Uh-huh.
138.
Wow. What do you think would be Elon Musk?
See, it doesn't. Just your physical appearance and what you have is irrelevant.
No, the kind of life he lives, the way he thinks.
So we don't know because I don't know what is like. Here's a few examples.
Assumption.
If you drink alcohol or you smoke, the next day your HI levels plummet.
Okay.
You can see it visually, right? Let's say, for example, he's stressed out, and most men get stressed out with their relationships. That's the biggest cause of HRV collapse.
Yeah.
For men.
And everybody has tangles.
Yeah, exactly, right? So if you look at most people, in the first 7 years of marriage, HRV levels are floating in the sky. That's why we call it 7-year itch, right? And then after 7 years, the HRV levels start plummeting because you start getting out of your heart and you start looking at the person through your head. Why is she not doing this? Why is he not doing this? Why is he not doing that? So if Elon Musk, for example, I mean, I don't know what he's like. I'm guessing his HRV levels are really high.
High, absolutely. We assume that.
Yeah, we assume that. I don't think Mark Zuckerberg's HRV levels are high. I think Donald Trump's HRV levels are very high.
That would be higher than Elon Musk, I guess.
Because if you look at him,
The way he's playing football with the world without the ball.
yeah, exactly.
So we don't know where he's kicking.
I mean, if you think about it, right? Someone like him, who doesn't give a shit what you think of him. He does stuff that no president in the United States history has ever done. And he's not worried about the consequences. Therefore, only a strong, I'm going to get attacked for this, only a strong-hearted man is able to do that. That's why strong-hearted villains also win. Because they don't care. So, you know, he's a good example. I mean, who else? I mean, look at Muhammad Ali. One of my favorite people, by the way. Like, amazing guy. Because not only did he do boxing, he transformed American society.
Absolutely.
Right, with his anti-black campaigns and not fighting in the Vietnam War. And when he passed away, the streets of the United States were chanting his name as a hero. You know, and if you, I don't know if you've ever heard his interviews. Oh my God, they just, you know, so anyone that speaks that hits your soul, HRV levels are high. Like, I mean, like him or not like him, I don't really know much about Osho, for example. Phenomenal narrator. People were so hypnotized by the way he spoke because he knew how to speak this and not that.
He was connecting the hearts. He was touching your heart, not your mind.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff that would happen in his place, supposedly, would be unimaginable.
Insane. Yeah.
But for people who were touched, it was normal. So, yeah, I just think the world has changed now.
And he was much before time. What he spoke is what we are living today.
A lot of it,
Actually, a lot of that is what we are living today.
Even if you look at the prophets of the biblical religions, for example,
yes.
someone, and if you read the Quran, the Bible, in these kind of books, if you read them correctly, they will go straight there. Because the key is elegance comes, leadership comes from when you can impact people's hearts. I knew, what's his name, whether people like him or not, I don't know, Subrata Roy. And I had a 12-hour conversation with him once, literally 12 hours, at Manisha Koirala's wedding. So I sent him copies of my book to get a testimonial at that time. He didn't reply, so I went up to him and I said, I'm very angry with you. He's probably thinking, who's
this guy?
Right? And he goes, why? I said, I sent you my book like 27 million times and you've not replied. He goes, what are you doing now? I said, nothing. He just covered me. So we sat for 12 hours. Wow. And he told me his story. And if you listen to the story, you know, whether he's good, bad, I'm not really interested. My experience was superb. The story was powerful. Only a strong-hearted person is able to deliver results of that magnitude. Yeah, how many people are strong-hearted? If there was a fire tomorrow in the building next door, God forbid, and I could go in and save someone, I would go. 9 out of 10 people just watch. That's the difference. And in a world that's so safe. We haven't had a world war since how long?
Since a long time, since 1945. That's a long period. So
let's hope it stays that way.
it would be.
The probability of a war happening now is much lower now.
Yeah.
Because Europe is combined. They're not going to fight each other.
Absolutely.
Africa is pretty unified. The United States is in a mess. China is of no interest of taking over the world. They already have. Pretty much.
So the form of war will change, I think. The form of war will change.
It's economic war. It's no more going to be a physical war, killing people and all that.
Psychological war.
It's all snatching each other's opportunities.
Like, even in India, right? I'll give you an example that upsets me. When someone comes to India who's a foreigner, people automatically respect him. What the hell is that about? Because the psychology of the British Empire hasn't gone.
Hasn't gone.
Whether anyone believes it or not, it hasn't gone. I will get paid to speak engagement, maybe 5 times more than a person who's local. Why? It hasn't gone. Yeah. Now imagine the propaganda that is happening globally now. It hasn't gone.
So these are all psychological treatments which continue to form a part of our ecosystem. But unfortunately, it has happened.
Yep.
We realize it, we live it, but we are not able to do anything about it. And now things are changing.
So the fastest way to change that is to take your identity back.
Absolutely.
And the way you get identity back is to become successful.
Absolutely.
So if you have a nation like America, for example, in probably the 80s, was a phenomenal time to be in the United States. And you can tell by one key indicator, it may sound really weird what I'm about to say, is sports. Any nation that is very competitive in sporting
Yes.
will always succeed. Because you're training young people to be competitive from day. That's why
To be winners.
To be winners.
To be winners.
And
They're
India
trained
is now growing
psychologically
in
and
sports.
physically. Yeah.
You see football happening.
And channelizing the energy also.
Yes.
Yeah. Plus, it's teamwork. There's fighting. Like you play a game of football, for example. There's attack, defense, midfield, left wing, right wing. There's a war.
Absolutely. And your geography improves, your history improves. You want to create history, you want to reach the geography, you want to win everywhere. So you actually come to know any sportsman who's competing in the international level will know the countries, will know the people, will know the cultures, will know the history, will know the history of what he wants to do and what is the part of history that he wants to change. So automatically you get into that zone of learning.
Yeah, and sports is you have to win.
Absolutely.
It's a winning mindset. So I think India, now that sports are really growing very well here,
Oh, yes.
probably within 5 or 7 years, you're going to see a lot of young people become incredible. Because you're from a young age, my kids go to Kung Fu, mixed martial arts, right? When they come back, they show me. I said, no, forget all that for a minute. Did you win today? Yeah, we won. I said, great. I said, now tell me what you did. Because the sports, so America in the 80s and 90s was amazing with sports. That's why the Americans are obsessed with sports. And it's such a great thing to have. Now the facilities are getting better in India.
That's a brilliant example that you gave. If you think of it, sports of any nation, when they are leading, coincidentally, they also lead in businesses.
They
if
are.
you go to see.
Or every
America,
walk of life.
China.
Every walk of life.
Every walk of life. But if you see America and China, they win the most of the medals. And they are the economic champions of the whole world.
Look at the 90s. Right?
Absolutely.
In the 90s, majority of medals were won by the United States.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe then Europe,
Yes.
UK and stuff.
Yes.
Now, who is it? US and China and Russia.
Yes.
Right? And China's like
Neck to neck.
neck to neck.
Neck to neck.
And the reason why, because China has exploded in growth. And you will see now Indian sports people will start coming to that kind of level, providing hopefully the governments, whichever is in power at that moment in time, spends money and resources on building that. Then you have a country of champions. That's what the US did. Every medal was won by the United States. It was always predictable the US is going to win. But now it's not. Now China.
And the next country in line is India. Again,
Yes.
these are the top three powers of the world anyways, economically as well.
Yeah.
So it's the US, the China and the India. Although there is a gap between India and China and India and the US, the gap is too huge, was too huge.
Yeah, it's coming down.
Now it's compressing.
The difference in China is that there's no public to interfere in their growth.
Absolutely.
They want to do something, they're just going to do it. So, which has its advantage and disadvantages too. In India, there's a democracy. If I want to build a motorway, I'm going to get what do you call it? A public
You'll have to go
interest.
through the court route.
You have to go to the court, and there'll be a public interest litigation.
Agitation and
And one bridge near my house in Mumbai it's been 10 years and they haven't built it because someone's filed a public interest litigation.
yes, PL.
So the growth, and I think, and I don't know if you noticed, India is short of 22 cities.
Short of 20.
Short. Because China, if you look at China's growth, they've built amazing cities everywhere.
Right.
Because to rebuild Mumbai is not going to happen. The reason why Japan became so advanced is because they got bombed by Hiroshima. And they had to rebuild again. How are you going to rebuild Mumbai city? It's very hard. Because the road network. Now, New Mumbai, for example, beautiful. Now that the connectivity is better, it's going to probably explode. But India is short of 22 cities for it to go to the level of China and places like that.
Absolutely. But if you go to say historically, when you study about United States, because US is the right comparison, both are democratic countries.
Yes.
China has a different flavor altogether.
Correct.
If you go to see 100 years back, what we see today happening over here, 75 to 100 years back, it happened in the US.
Yes.
There was menace of the drugs, the gangsters, the unions.
Yes.
Exact replica
It's like
of
a
what
ditto
Mumbai
copy.
and India has seen. I think this is the progression of a developing country getting into the developed country. It's the normal progression and same challenges that the
And I
United
think the
States
advantage
have.
is that
Yeah.
India has powerful tech.
Absolutely.
It's got
Absolutely.
the tech brains of the world.
Oh, we are the backbone of the whole world.
You're the backbone of the whole world.
Absolutely.
So hopefully that will grow, and hopefully there shouldn't be too much interference to stop growth. Like, for example, if I look at AI development, right? India, in my opinion, should have been way ahead of every other country because it's a tech place of the world. And the future of AI is going to be the future of business, whether anyone likes it or not.
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
Then you got crypto, for example, blockchain technology, which is phenomenal. Blockchain is going to
It's going to transform the world.
transform the world.
You don't have to believe anybody
Yeah.
anymore.
Exactly.
It's on
transparency.
blockchain, it's sorted, it's believed.
And then you've got AI and blockchain combined, then you've got like a powerhouse, right? So the now question is that in terms of crypto, in terms of blockchain, there has to be some freedom of growth. Too much legislation, too much red tape, you're going to be left behind. Because whether you like it or not, the US, Donald Trump has announced massive, like trillions of dollars of money investments into AI, into crypto, into blockchain. China is doing it whether you like it or not. They're going to do it because they know. I watched Mr. Beast. You know Mr. Beast?
Yeah, the number one YouTuber in the world.
I watched one of his shows yesterday. It blew my mind. It was robot versus man. So there are 5 competitions. One was, for example, basketball. One was baseball. One was driving. One was boxing. And one was pulling this bus, you know.
Okay.
And they competed almost came equal. Meaning that half of the things that the humans won and half of the things that the robot won. Like they had a robot that was racing the fastest man on earth.
Oh, wow.
And that robot dog just missed by 3 seconds and the human won. So in 5 years' time, can you imagine? So
Just a matter of time.
matter of time. But if India, for example, doesn't allow that mass investment by the governments, by companies, by people, because AI is coming whether you like it or not.
Or not. Absolutely. So, what basically has always happened historically, because I love economics as a subject.
Yes.
And I study deep into the developed and the developing economies, including the underdeveloped economies. And what I have read and what I've understood is that a developing country becomes a developed country only through shock treatments. Sudden shocks.
that's
The shock treatment.
Okay.
Now, what basically would happen is India will have to fall in place. A lot of shock treatment will happen along the way because there is a gap between the resources. What can be implemented in US and in China or in Dubai for that matter,
Yeah.
where AI is at breakneck speed.
Correct.
It's like rocket speed. These are all controlled economies. You can reach to the last man instantly, last
Yes.
man in the country instantly. In India, it's yet to be organized, law is yet to be understood. And whenever new technology comes in, a lot of people get taken for a ride because of which the law comes into play. Now, for that maturity gap to take place, we will always have a shock treatment on our way to becoming a developed country.
But that-
it's
that-
just a matter of time.
But that law stuff has to happen quicker now.
Absolutely.
We don't
absolutely.
have time
So
anymore.
that depends on the impact of the shock.
Like, what kind of shock? Give me an
What
example.
kind of shock? Yeah,
Like,
I was
yeah,
thinking, what
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
shock?
So shock means a lot of punishments will go along the way. Whenever a new tech appears in a developing country, more than a use of it, there are too many minds which take a misuse of it.
Okay, so scams.
Scams take
manipulation.
place. So
are
every
happening
government,
right now, by the way.
which keep happening all the time.
Yeah.
It's happening now as well. Bitcoin, big scam in India.
People use it as a scam.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct.
People use it as a scam.
Yeah.
People use all these platforms as a scam.
Even AI, for example. people
Because
are
of lack of awareness and lack of education
Agree.
of majority of the population, people get tricked. So what is the first rule of the law? To protect the people who are gullible.
But Bitcoin is.
And in that bargain,
Huh.
they create a set of restrictions where we find it to be a restrictive economy. It's not restrictive economy, it's a protective economy.
But why? So, for example, with crypto is a good example.
Yes.
There'll be more crypto scams in India than probably anywhere on earth.
Anywhere on earth. Yeah.
Right? Because people are saying to people, oh, buy this token and it's going to boom and then pull the rug, right?
Yes.
But that's been happening for the last 10 years. Why are there no laws for it?
So there are laws being structured and being implemented because you have to be at par with the world. So India has no choice. They will have to do in it. Also, we need to realize that India is a world in a country. So,
Yeah, yeah. Every state is
the
different.
country engages and disengages depending on the pace of how the population's maturity is developing towards this kind of technologies.
I have a different point of view.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right in what you're saying. But I think the problem lies at the top. you've got political parties that are fighting each other, not fighting for the country. And therefore, whenever there's a law to pass, they're now thinking, is it going to benefit that party? We're going to not do it.
This is the exact identical process that every developed country has gone through
Yes.
when it was developing.
I suppose it's still in most
It is
developing countries.
most developing. This is the same war that we saw in the US. It's a developed country.
Yeah.
But the election war that we saw during Donald Trump's election.
Well, if you go to the US now, it's
Yeah.
not very developed, by the way. Go to San Francisco.
Oh, yes.
Go to Detroit.
Oh, yes.
It's a
yes.
hellhole.
Oh, yeah. In
US
San
is-
Francisco, Bombay is much better than SF. There are more beggars there
There
in
are
San
zombies.
Francisco. And zombies, and people have gone cuckoo in their head.
They're taking that opioids.
Oh, yes.
And they're standing like
Standing like that,
It's
zombies.
and San Francisco, what a beautiful city it used to be. So India is way ahead.
Way ahead. Yes.
I think that this is my perspective. I think India's doing great. I think it's not going to do this. I think it's going to do this.
Yes.
There's going to come a
That's
time
what happened
where-
with China.
Yes, happened to China.
That's what happened with China. So it is simple. It's an economics game. A country with population has labor,
Yes.
and that labor is required by the rest of the world. So the rest of the world which has money goes and invests in the country which has got the labor and makes them do the jobs that they need. That's how the products get made.
Correct.
So they did with China, and
Yes.
now they are at loggerheads with China. So all the money that moved into China is now moving into India.
India.
So now India will get the money, the technology, and the
right.
manpower is already there.
I mean, look at Amazon, for example.
Absolutely.
Who would have thought that something could be delivered in one day in India? Like, that would be a miracle. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And now,
We might be their biggest market.
yes,
We might be their biggest market because in China, China doesn't welcome Amazon.
absolutely.
Whereas in India, India's adopted Amazon as their local shop now.
And the middle class have money. It
Absolutely.
may not be their own money.
We are the largest middle class. We are the largest middle class in
It
the
may not
world.
be their own money. It may be banks' credit cards.
Absolutely.
You know,
But you know, Arfeen, economically, a economy grows faster when it is on loan money than on earned money.
oh,
Earned money is a poor country. A loaned money is a growth country. That's the nature to grow.
Oh.
And you need to have loan in the economy to become a developed country. If you don't have a loan, you can't develop. Because what you just said, if you didn't listen to your dad had the stick in his hand, right?
Simple.
So the loan has to be repaid, and to repay, you really need to work harder.
So loan is the chappal.
So the
Yeah,
loan is the
like-
chappal. The loan is the chappal. So it's a loan economy. Like if you don't have debts, why will you work for? What will you work for? Now, if you want to buy a car, you buy it on EMI. You have to repay that. You want to buy a bigger house, you have
So
to
it
buy
puts
it on.
pressure,
So
accountability.
that's the
You
answer
become
to
self-accountable.
what motivates you? EMI motivates you.
So that's a very interesting funda. So economies grow on the EMI that they need to
That's
pay,
crazy.
and everybody has to take a loan. The government takes loan,
Yeah.
the corporates take loan, and the citizens take loan,
Here's a
and everybody
question.
works toward repaying it.
The government takes a loan. This
Yes.
may sound like a really dumb question from someone like
Sure,
me, right?
please
Because,
go ahead.
Like, the government takes a loan in the US and in India.
Right.
It takes a loan from who? The RBI.
From international organizations,
World
from
banks.
bonds, from people.
So, for example, in the US, the government borrows from the American bank, right? The Reserve.
And the
Federal
American bank has the whole world's HNIs
So
who
who
have
owns that bank?
invested that.
Who owns the Federal Reserve?
So there are private banks,
So
there are
you
private
telling me
lenders.
that the Federal Reserve funds the government and the Federal Reserve is private?
Federal Reserve also funds, but there are bonds in the market which are available.
Now,
the
I'm trying to
government,
work out-
so it's a cycle.
I'm confused. The
Yeah.
government is borrowing money from a bank.
Right.
I want to know who owns that bank.
Internationally, in India, we have got the culture of banks being owned by the government. Now there are private banks, but
So it's the
governments
government
generally.
borrowing from itself.
Yeah,
From
but
Federal
in
Reserve.
US, there are private institutions which loan.
Interesting.
like-
so I was told that the Bank of England
Yes.
is a private bank.
Yeah.
And
In
it's-
developed countries, most of the banks are private
Crazy.
banks.
So that means
That's the structure.
Whoever owns those banks is making some.
Serious money. Serious money, yeah.
Bigger than
So-
the governments.
So there are funds which are bigger than the government of America. There
So
are
how
funds.
does the government of America get rid of that $1 trillion debt now?
So they keep repaying it through taxes collection that they do from their people.
But if you do the maths,
Yeah.
the taxes collected are almost impossible to pay the debt off.
That is, the intent is never to pay it off ever.
Okay.
You have to keep working for it, and you have to keep repaying it. That's how the economy booms.
Wow.
The biggest problem with every developed country in the world is they don't have expenditure to be done, because all the infrastructure that they wanted, they took money on loans, built those infrastructures, and now there is no investment into the economy. Expenditure in the economy is income to the people. This is the golden rule of economics. So now in United States, even if there is a distance of 50 miles between two houses, say 50 kilometers between two houses, there is a tar road, there are street lights, and there is a water connection going on with a power connection.
Maybe there is a bus service also.
Maybe there is a bus service also. But in India, there are villages yet where there are 50,000 people in a village. They don't have power, they don't have water, they don't have sanitation, they don't have a road.
Still.
They don't have a school. Even now.
Wow.
Now, that is not a bad point in a way, in an economic perspective.
It's gonna
Now, as these elements are being developed as we talk, the country is getting richer, and that is the path from a developing country to a developed
But
country.
I have a problem with that.
Yes.
My problem is, who's getting richer? Because there's only about 5 families in this country that run India, from what I at least seen.
Yeah.
So, see, if the wealth of a country is improving the quality of the population's income, lifestyle, and hopefully stress levels, I have no problem with that. But from what I can see, and this is not only India, this is worldwide, only a few companies or few families dominate all the income. Some sounds like.
So for those people,
some of them sound like Badani.
Absolutely.
Names
but the
wrong.
logic behind that is we accuse this 5 families, 10 families, or 20 families, but in the bargain, for them to get richer, they also need to keep other people getting rich in their system. It's a pyramid. So the few people are there on the top who are extraordinarily rich.
Agreed. Or they have to keep people in such a situation that they can just pay their bills.
That's how they will get rich. But they want to pay bigger and better and nicer bills.
It's like modern day slavery.
Absolutely.
It is.
So even the rich man. So I'll tell you a funny joke. We used to train the Mumbai police for computers, IT.
Right.
So one young officer met his boss. He was a senior inspector. Okay, 2 levels higher than him. So he, out of frustration, told his boss that, why are you torturing me? The boss gave a very intelligent answer, and it is real. This has happened in front of my eyes. Beta, this is not torture. This is a way of life. I will torture you. My boss will torture me. His boss will torture him. That boss will be tortured by the chief minister. The chief minister will be tortured by the prime minister. And the population of the nation will torture the prime minister. So it is a cycle. Everybody has to be in that ecosystem.
That's so funny.
So the richest man cannot be richest below without having the next 2 rich people below him. Right? I do business. In some of my business, you are my customer. In some businesses, I am your customer. So it's mutual. But it is like in Maharashtra, there is a very interesting festival we celebrate called Dahi Handi.
Okay.
The Dahi Handi is, there is a pot of makhan and with money in it. So that the guy who breaks it gets it.
They climb up the thing. Is that
So they have to climb up and break that handi. Yeah, they have to climb up on each other's shoulder and break the handi. Business and economy exactly that way. Now, whoever takes the maximum risk and climbs to the topmost, who has got the best influence so that he can step on the right shoulder.
So next year, I'm going to climb that thing.
Absolutely. But what matters is, what is the size of that shoulder? So these people know to climb the right shoulders, and that's why they reach there.
That's a good example.
Absolutely. That's the reason that they reach there. Now, it's an open market. It's free for all. You can do it, I can do it, he can do it.
Okay.
Who does it wins the game.
So I have another controversial perspective.
Sure.
So before, in the olden days, there was slavery. You'd have a master, and the slave would be working in the house. Maybe he was beaten, maybe he was whipped if he did not perform. Eventually, the slaves got freed, right? Whichever country you want to look at. Let's forget which country. And then what happened is that the slave thought, I'm free now, I can have my own house. I can have my car. And someone came along, some very intelligent human being came along and said, let's give them 2 concepts. 1 is a diamond is a woman's best friend. And 2, buy your home, your dream home.
Absolutely.
So then the slave thought, I have to buy my home first because I must have my home. And what he doesn't have the money, right?
So he works for it.
So he doesn't work for it. Of course he doesn't work because he can't work. He can't afford the house. So this bright spark thought will sell the concept of a dream house and will tell the builders to build a house. The builder makes money from the house.
Yes.
But who really makes the money from the house? Who is the one that makes maximum money from the house? Any guesses?
The government,
No,
the banks.
the banks, the lending institutions. Could they make money for the next 25 years of their life? So the same house that costs 1 crore is going to cost you 3 crores maybe.
Yeah.
Because you're paying interest. So the goal is, let's get all the mugs, all the freed slaves to run and buy these dream houses and be in a mortgage. I don't know if you know where the word mortgage comes from.
Oh, yes.
From the French word nous,
Yeah.
right? Put them in a mortgage and let them struggle for 25 years. If they don't pay in year 15, what happens? You get a love letter
Yes.
from the bank or the institution saying, "Dear Mr. So-and-so, kindly you have not paid your month's mortgage. You did for 15 years. They don't tell you that part, by the way. Right? You haven't paid. Please pay. If you don't pay for repeated month, they will take away your home from you." So what you did, you technically bought your own prison because you don't own it. You only own it when you pay for it. And of course, the majority of people at the end don't even have enough money to pay for it. And they go, "Oh, I bought a house for 1 crore, now it's for 5 crores. But you paid 5 crores in interest. So now you've got a mass population saying, buy your dream home, and not one of them can afford it. You know some of the richest people in the world don't even buy their homes? They rent their homes. Because they know they can leave today and they can go tomorrow. They buy homes for investments, that they make money from the money that the money makes from the house. But the concept of buying homes, if you can't afford to buy a home, what I'd rather you do, work for 15 years, collect the money, and then buy a home. Otherwise, you get the nutrition. That's why the EMI is who makes money from buying a car? The car manufacturer.
So there is a different economic perspective to this.
I hear this.
Yeah. So that perspective is the bank earns the money, and where does that income go to? To the same people who bought the house. Because it's their money in the banks. Banks can lend money only if they can borrow money from
Unless you live in
account
the United
holders.
States, because they print.
They print, yeah, but that's bad for the economy. That's why.
What about fractional banking? For every 1,000 rupees I put into my bank, the bank only has 10% of that.
Yes,
And the rest of it is
Concept.
loaned out.
loaned out.
So now let's say I put a 10,000.
It's a cycle of money.
Yeah, I put 10,000 in the bank.
Yeah,
1,000 is kept there.
that's right. And
9,000 is
9,000
loaned out.
has to go out.
So let's say he borrows that money.
Yeah,
He puts that 9,000 in the bank.
that's right.
And 900 is kept there.
That's right.
Now the same 9,000 is it's a Ponzi scheme.
So I'll tell you what is the difference between a Ponzi scheme of a civil person and so that is called Money Circulation Act.
Huh.
The Money Circulation Act is a licensed activity. If you don't get a license, then it's a Ponzi scheme.
No, what I mean to say is that if everyone went to the banks today at one time saying, "I want all my money,"
Right.
what will the bank say?
They won't be able to do that, and it happens very often here. In every 10 years, you see one case happening.
So therefore-
the Reserve Bank comes into the play there, and that's the reason the licenses for banking license is impossible to get. Some of the corporates were declined by the RBI.
Okay, let's say someone puts their money in the bank.
Right.
The bank gives fixed deposit interest rate.
So your money, this can happen if it is a non-government bank. So there you have to have trust in the institution. Right.
No, my
private banks go bust.
So I give
Government bank never goes
Of
bust.
course, because it's government
Because
bank.
it's government bank.
But let's say I put my money into a fixed deposit.
Right.
I will get how much return? 8%?
7.5%, 8%.
What's the
6 to 8%.
What's the inflation rate?
Same. It goes beyond that.
So I make nothing.
You make nothing. It doesn't make nothing. It retains the value of the money because what you earned is gone by the inflation, but the value of your money remains the same, right? Because that money is adding to your account.
But that means projected, like I make money.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
so
I can put it in gold then.
obviously, so those are smart financial decisions that people need to make.
So what I'm saying is that if you want to let's go back to the topic of business.
Yes.
Leaders don't know this stuff when they start, but they are what they call continuous, what's the right word?
Learning, maybe.
Seekers.
Seekers.
Not even seekers, that's the wrong word. Like when they're like a digger, what do you call it? Excavator, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
They dig for knowledge.
Yes.
They don't look for knowledge.
Absolutely.
They find, like if I ask him about the legal, loopholes, if I ask him the legalities of Indian law, he probably knows better than I know. Because he's probably dug so deep into it
Absolutely.
that he knows. So
If you want to learn law, you should do business. Because you come against so many situations.
that's a good point. So,
You come against so many situations.
so for example, if I ask someone today, you want to buy a house, they say, yeah, I want to buy a house in Mumbai. Why do you want to buy a house in Mumbai? You could buy a house in Nagaland, for
Yes.
example, probably for 10 lakhs.
Yeah.
I don't know what the price is.
Yes.
But there are places in India today where I bought my first apartment in India for 4 lakhs in Ahmedabad.
Absolutely.
There are still places in India that you can buy apartments for 4 lakhs.
Yes.
But
10 lakhs.
the prices of real estate is the barometer of the business maturity of that city.
But we all know that real estate will always grow
Because of the population of the nation.
because we're still breeding like rabbits, right?
Yes.
So it is going to grow. So what I'm saying to you is that why would I put myself into a 10 crore, 5 crore debt in Mumbai when I could actually go and buy 10 houses in 10 different locations where the prices may take a little longer to go up, but I have no debt. So I'd rather make the 4 lakhs, pay my house off. No debt, no mortgage, no loan.
But you forget one thing.
Tell me.
That when you are not in Mumbai, you can't generate the revenue of Mumbai staying somewhere out of Mumbai.
No, he's saying stay in Mumbai,
Yeah.
buy the property there.
Buy the property. So a lot of people do that.
But if you
No,
ask,
but I can answer why they don't do, because there is the status of owning your own home in the
so
tradition.
it's
Yeah.
ego.
It's ego, basically.
Stuff the ego. You can't become rich on ego.
Yeah.
Because your ego has to be damaged. In my seminar one day, I'm standing on the stage, 2,000 people in Delhi. Some guy comes up to me and says to me, "You're a man of no integrity." I said, "Oh, why?" He goes, "Oh, you were meant to start at 9 o'clock, you started at 9:30. I said, "You're right, I have no integrity. In fact, I have such bad integrity that I'm going to start late in the afternoon too." But what I'm saying is people are going to attack. Most people would have got their machine guns out and started firing. How could you say this to me and all that nonsense? Most business people I know have one thing in common. Number one, they're very clear about the outcome. They're crystal clear that they're going to be punched. Their machine guns are left at home. They don't care because they know who they are. I don't have to prove to you or anyone or Facebook or Instagram that I'm a good man. Because if I know that, then why would your comments bother me? Someone says to me, "You're a chore." No, I'm not. Of course I'm not. So why do I need to say, "No, I'm not"? I don't even need to discuss it. I just look at the person and laugh and think, "What an idiot." Because my heart knows I'm not. So the point I'm making is that they're very clear about their outcome. They're very strong about their own identity. So they're not too busy.
Firing guns.
Yeah.
No, I think with identity also there is a fear of being left out. Because your own parents start telling you, you're not done nothing. You don't even own a house yet. So a lot of time the pressure is also about maintaining the relationships.
But leaders don't give a damn about that because they know what they're going to do is going to build a relationship. My wife used to tell me, "Oh, you don't spend any time at home." I said, "No problem. I'll stay at home. You go work." Because I'm working not for me. I genuinely am not. And she doesn't interfere in any of my work. She's so cool like that. If I work 16 hours a day, she knows in the back of her mind he's not doing it for himself. And even if I was, that's fine, but I'm not. So what I'm saying to you is that if you're worried about what your mum... See, I'm not saying disrespect your parents, because my parents are the most important people in my life.
Absolutely.
The most important people, above my children even today. So, but what I do know is that if my parents told me not to do something that I know would be good for them, I'm a grown-up man now. I will not say to them, "No, I'm not listening to you," because that's disrespectful.
Got it.
I'll go and do it and come and say, "Mum, Dad, look what I did." Wow. For example, when I first started talking on stage, my mum said to me, "What are you doing? Open a proper business like a restaurant or something. What's you standing on the stage talking," right? I had to defend it. And then one day I realized she doesn't understand. So one day I came I got into Mumbai. I said, "We're going to an event in Shamukanand Hall." They said, "What is that?" I said, "It's a really great event. Come." So I took them, put them in the front row. I disappeared. And I came on the stage, said, "Ladies and gentlemen," and they're looking at me, "Huh? What the hell is he on the stage?" And I saw my mum and dad cry for the first time. Then they realized, "Oh my God."
The scale of operation that you're involved with.
And imagine if I had stopped him. So I'm not saying for you to I'm not saying to disrespect your parents.
Yes.
But I am saying to you that if you believe you can do something that is the betterment of your family, you best do it. And if you're worried about what people will think, you're going to be left alone. Like some people get offended when you block them in WhatsApp. I'm waiting for my wife to block me in WhatsApp. She just doesn't block me, right? I've tried everything in my power.
No, everyone is so lucky.
But honestly, if you're worried about being abandoned and stuff like that, then give up now. Because this is, in the olden days, people were made of steel.
Yeah.
They're warriors. They know that they have to go through battles. They have to fight, maybe close ones. People get divorced on the way. You know how painful divorce is for people? It's like ripping up two families after 20 years. It's hard
Absolutely.
work. So all I'm saying to you is that the warrior side of a person has to be there. So logically put, outcome is clear. I'm not going to worry about the wounds that I get. In fact, Hrithik Roshan gave me a foreword to my book. And one of the words he said was something like, I went through my battles with all the bruises and the wounds that came with it, knowing full well that I'm going to create the greatest story ever told.
Wow.
Wow. And I thought that is a really good way to encompass. If most people get a little scratch and they cry for 10 days. So if you're not willing to get into that ring, you're not willing to look for the World Cup title, you have no supporters around you, keep them aside, you're on your own right now. And as you build and become successful, the supporters will come and all the envious people will appear. They're the ones that will start indirectly draining you. And you have to have the courage sometimes to tell some of your best friends who are useless to get that out of your life. Because you may be surprised that some of the most closest people are the most deadliest people to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's scary. And jealousy is good. I don't have a problem with jealousy. I can see it. But envy, you can't see. Envy is like, I want what he has. It's like that evil eye kind of thing. So that's scary. And I'm very lucky. I've got a very, very tiny group of friends. Probably not even more than 2. I have a lot of people I know. But you need at least, if you can get 4 people.
You're lucky.
Because you need 4 to carry you to the...
Minimum of 4.
Minimum 4. But I just think we're living in the greatest country in the world. One of the most difficult countries in the world, whether anyone likes it or not. It's tough. It's not easy here. Smartest country in the world. People are smart here. They're not dumb. They're streetwise. And with the greatest opportunities in the world that you cannot even dream.
Absolutely.
In any aspect of business that you want. And the only thing that's going to stop you is you and the influence of the people that you associate with.
And your limiting beliefs.
That's it.
That's it.
And your limiting beliefs will most likely come from the Avengers or scumbags, whichever ones you associate with around you. Because your association has a profound effect on your dream.
Absolutely.
Imagine you pick some kid up, you put him amongst a group of the richest people in the world. We'll have no choice but to become wealthy. If I grab someone right now, I took this cameraman right now, who probably works really hard, and I said, right, you're going to spend 90 days with me and my people, he's bound to get affected some way or another. So look at the...
But that then contradicts what you said, that leader is born. So how can associating with a successful person change a person? Average person can change.
Correct. So I'm saying leaders will automatically hang around with the right people. I'm talking to ones who are not leaders right now. A leader is going to have the right people. I'm not hanging around. See, this is not... I don't judge people by their wealth. I don't care about wealth, honestly. They could have a great leader, parent. You could have a great leader in everything. So your association with good-hearted people is important. So someone who's struggling up and down, there has to be you, of course, first thing, but there's got to be a group of people around you that are not even near the dreams that you want to accomplish. In fact, ask anyone. How many people do you know that make, for example, 10 lakhs a month? And this is for someone who wants to make 10 lakhs a month. No one. So how do you make 10 lakhs a month? You learn by yourself. No, you don't. Of course you don't. You get your gun and put it on someone else's shoulder. You hang around with people that are making that kind of money. How do you get to those people? Well, don't ask me. Go and search, find, beg, borrow. How did I end up coaching some of the biggest people in the world? Even I don't know how I've done that. But there has to have been a way for me to meet someone.
Absolutely.
Meet someone. That's why you are a hardcore advocate of networking.
Absolutely.
Meeting people, right?
Absolutely.
And that is, what's his name? Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, I forget, Larry Firestone, I think is his name. And there's one more person. These 4 people, they used to hang around with each other all the time. No business, but like we're having this dialogue. And Henry Ford was known for his, brutal. He was so blunt, it was unreal. Edison, we know, inventions. Whether they were all his or not, that's a different story. We won't even go into that.
There is a beautiful series on YouTube called The Man Who Built America.
Oh.
You should see that series.
Oh, really?
It is exactly the story of what's happening in India today is what happened there 100 years back.
Wow.
Exactly the same story.
I always tell people that India
The men who built America.
India is very close to the United States.
Absolutely.
US love their country, they do. Indians love their country,
Absolutely.
right?
Very patriotic.
Very, very patriotic, right? And even though, for example, there's lots of claims that India has become very anti-Muslim, which is not true because all the top film stars are still Muslim, right? And everyone loves them, right? So that's a good way to judge the population. Because if it weren't, it would be pulled down. It's fast growing. It's a country where possibilities lie, but the ability for someone to see that is what's going to cause people to fail. There's so much everywhere you look.
And that's improving though.
Oh, it's
That's improving at a very rapid pace.
If I had my way, I would incorporate my program. I'm not promoting here. I would incorporate my program in every school in India. I even tried to get my program to go to the Indian prison system. I would do it for free, but they wouldn't. They're not interested.
But I'm sure somebody watching this, somebody with the power to do it can make
They were
it
not
possible.
interested.
When is your personality test coming out?
My new one
Is it ready?
is 99% ready.
99%.
Because what happens is every time
What can you commit on camera? When?
3 weeks.
Another 3 weeks?
Yeah. Because I don't want to do a shabby job.
Okay. So the first month of the new year we'll have it.
Yeah, you'll have it.
Because I'm anxiously waiting for it.
Yeah.
The personality
I've
test.
got the older version, but I want to give you the new one.
Okay.
I want you to go, what the hell, how did he do this? This is impossible. People are predictable.
Can't you reduce the waiting time?
You know what I'm like, right? I've got to produce something good.
Good.
What does it predict, the personality test?
She doesn't predict future because God knows best. But it gives you a very detailed analysis of your character. It tells you what state of, I use state of
It's a
mind.
SWOT analysis in a way.
I use state of mind, but it's actually state of heart.
Yeah.
No, I'm not interested in the head at all. It looks at where, how productive you are. Based on science metrics as well. So there's no, you're going to feel better and all that, right? I can measure it now. If you give me you do the test, your wife does the test. I can even predict what you fight about. I can predict how you eat. Human beings we're coded. We're androids. We have coding. So there's 5 levels of software, call it that. So we spent most of our time in 2 of those states. So you'll find that kids are normally very good and good. And then adults, as they get older, go between average and below average, average and good. So maybe 60% below average, 40% average. Or 60% average, 40% good. So if you want to achieve extraordinary results, you can't play that software. You have to raise the software. So what people are doing, they're taking knowledge, thinking that's going to make them successful. But the software is not working. So even if I take this great knowledge, the brain is still saying in the background, saying, you can't do it. Don't waste your time. These are hidden, silent indicators. These are the things that stop you when you make a decision. These are the things that prevent you. But they're hidden. No one knows about them. So my test reveals those secrets and says, look, this is what's happening.
So I think we should do one full-fledged conversation on the test once it is done.
Oh, it's going to blow your mind.
We should do it, and we'll do it with real life experiences.
And what we can do, maybe we can, before we do the next podcast, we give the test out.
Test out.
Maybe
and then take real feedback.
And then we get a couple of those test people onto
the show. Done.
Right? And it'll be hilarious. And,
Done. So that's...
It could be the end of my career, or it could be the beginning of my career. But I'm willing to take that risk.
But that will be the good way to start 2026.
Yeah. Because
on a front foot.
I want to know what my test basically is a mirror.
It's for everyone.
It's for everybody, yes.
Everyone. And I have multiple versions now. I can do a test for leadership. I can do a test for business owners. I can do a test for rats. No, not for rats. I can do a test for anything practically now. Which means that if I want to work out why my business is not growing, I can do a business mindset test.
Excellent.
I can do a leadership mindset test. I can do practically any test now. Because at the end of the day, least am I interested in the knowledge. This is only going to be fuel if my engine's working.
Correct.
Otherwise, all the PhDs would have been billionaires by now.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So the mechanics of this. Now, I'll give one last example. I think it's important. Generally, the way when they say leaders have vision. So people say vision is I can see something. It goes to my head, goes to the back of my head, and then I operate. Completely wrong. Vision should come from where? Vision should come from here. Go to the back of your head, come to the front of your head, and then see outwards. So 95% of the population are trying to get a vision externally when the actual image has to be created here, 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 here.
Your HRV levels have to be high.
That's the fastest way. For example, prayer. If you measure people that pray consistently, and I'm not talking about just the movements, I'm talking about proper, you go to the church, you go to wherever you go, and you're praying like you genuinely mean it, the HR levels will go up. You'll see it.
Wow.
You can physically see it. It doesn't happen straight away, you'll see it the next day. So people who consistently pray, that's why in my faith, for example, I never used to understand why 5 times a day. To pray 5 times a day, it takes effort. But I realized that in the middle of a work, you suddenly stop. You go, you pray, you're completely forgot the whole world, you come back again, and then you'll find that the moment someone prays or deep meditation, the head switches off. I can literally scientifically prove
That's why people who meditate are more successful than the people who don't.
Correct. Because the wiring, rewiring happens. So when you're sleeping,
It's a pause.
You're meditating.
Meditating.
That's why you need 8 hours, because they know
8
human
hours.
beings are lazy, they won't do it during the day.
Yeah.
So God has kind of forced it upon you that you shut your eyes
And go to sleep.
Go to sleep. And when you have dreams and stuff, I don't know what they mean, but I'm guessing it could be like a recycling of just to get rid of stuff.
Absolutely.
And it's such an amazing system. You know, if you look at the miracle of the human brain and like I was watching a video yesterday about the ear. And when you spin, for example, there's a fluid in the ear that starts spinning as well, just to keep your balance.
Balance, yeah.
And when you come off, the reason why you still feel a little dizzy, because the fluid is still spinning, and then eventually it slows down, and
And
gets
then
back
you're
to
stable.
normal. Isn't it amazing? And the fluid, what it does, it activates these hairs there. It hits the hair, and that little hair sends a message to the brain to inform them that it's spinning. Like,
Wow.
Amazing science.
I mean, I just get like blown away with stuff like that. And when someone says to me that this happened by chance, oh, come on, it's too miraculous.
Absolutely.
Like even bone marrow, like if you look at the bone marrow, where your cells, if you look at the system of how that bone marrow oxygenates and sends, it's just shocking.
Shocking.
It's like, we're lucky.
Absolutely.
And if you're in India and you're not going to become wealthy in the next, no more 5-year game plans, they're all gone now. It's 1 year nowadays or 2 years because you can't do it that quickly. First way, change your circle. That's the hack.
Who's in the room matters the most.
Is more powerful than your willpower.
Yes.
You know, we always.
I don't even believe in all that stuff anymore. It's hilarious. People go and read self-help books.
Yeah.
But it's not self-help. Someone else has written it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even self-help, right? People want motivation. You know, you want motivation. You get up out of bed and you realize you're alive and go do something with your life.
Yes.
So it's an attitude thing. And at the end of the day, the fastest way again is to change your attitude and have good people around you. Yes. Not nice people.
Good people.
Yeah, nice people are hello, how are you, sir? And that nonsense. Good people are the ones that don't have an issue with telling you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you trust them enough to know that this person is telling me because they're on my side.
Absolutely.
But most people, look around. Birds of a feather.
Flock together.
I think with that.
Who asked? You? You asked me if this is honestly healthy? Come on, yeah. Whole wheat spaghetti in pesto sauce. And this is my pick for this festive season. Try it. Honestly healthy. And I'm honest.
I work with the Konark Cancer Foundation. If you know of anyone who needs to do cancer treatment, please get in touch with us. Everything will be done by the foundation. You just need to get in touch with us. You just need to inform us, and we'll do everything that needs to be done to save the life. You can do the good deed just by referring somebody who needs assistance and who's suffering from cancer. The entire treatment is going to be totally free of cost. Please get in touch with us at Konark Cancer Foundation. Thank you.